u/fancy_bid_1150 asked Reddit, what do you think about 40-yo men wanting to hook up with a 21-yo woman? Welcome to AutoGenLabs daily Reddit content by robots for the internet. I am 50. My wife often likes to joke and say, hey, you can trade me in for two 25-years-olds. My reply is always, hun. I appreciate the joke, but I need a woman who knows the sign of a beep or heart attack. You're stuck with me, unless you can find a wealthy 70-years-old. Then I'm all ears. 38Y. Oh man here. There is nothing morally wrong with it. However, the idea of hanging out with her and her 21-year-old friends is nightmare fuel for me. I'm the 21-yo in this hypothetical scenario. I have been asked by many older men to hook up and I have turned them down. They always get upset and tend to call me immature for being beep about age. I don't think I'm being beep at all. It's my preference. Same thing I think when a 40-yo woman wants to hook up with a 21-yo man. As long as it's consensual. Idgaf. Wanting to do it is one thing. Having the patience, money and self-maintenance routine to pull it off is, oh beep. I'm tired just writing this. The beep life of two consenting adults is not my business unless they post it on Beep Hub. Shout out Leo DiCaprio. Who cares? There's probably at least some percentage of 21-year-old women looking for an older man. Whatever makes them happy, I guess. If they're both legally consenting adults, it's Nunya. M63. The missus and I have traveled extensively. We have seen it in Thailand and the Philippines where it goes on at an industrial scale. A mate of ours married a Philippine lady who is 10 years younger. It's a real relationship, been together almost 12 years now and have a platoon of kids. And they are very happy. If it works for the people involved, it's nothing to do with me. My observations have led me to believe that women mature as they age after learning what does and does not work for them. The men who are only interested in hooking up will find older women problematic, as we demand more from them than someone in her 20s likely even knows she can demand. Thus, the men go younger to have to exert less effort to get off on someone else. Why aren't you able to beat people your own age? I'm 41 and it makes me shake my head. I get it. Young women can be super hot. But I remember my 20s, we were all a beep mess. I don't want or need any of that nonsense. I am almost 50 and people in their 20s seem like kids to me. It's just a totally different experience for each generation and you are at such different points in your life. Could not ever imagine dating one. It's weird. If it's consensual, then who cares? If it's anyone pursuing anyone and the other is uncomfortable, then wrong. Two consulting adults can do whatever they want. Also dude is probably starting midlife crisis. I'm nearly 40 and it weirds me out a little, but I'm not judging consenting adults. Just because it's not my thing doesn't automatically make it wrong. My friend's ex-girlfriend's parents were always strange. I went over to their house for a nice formal dinner. Her mom was 39 at the time. Very pretty. Her dad was literally KFC Sanders' clone. Dude was at least 80. I always thought it was odd. Okay, Leonardo DiCaprio, get off Reddit. Not my business. Honestly, I'd guess that he's divorced and trying to act out. Personally, gross and predatory. They're half their age and half their life experiences. If you can't get with anyone your age, it's because people your age see through your beep. So it's not a flex to hook up with someone who could be your daughter. I'm a 45-year-old man and that's a no for me, but to each his or her own I guess. As long as it's consensual, I don't see it as a problem. M31 here. If I weren't married already I doubt I'd be talking to anyone under 25. Even that seems young to me tbh. Never done hookup culture so I can't really say that way. I think that age gap is totally fine for casual fun, a little trickier when actual relationships are involved. I mean if he can put up with their immature BS the more power to him. The older I get though the more and more cringe I realize I was in my 20s. I would never date 25-year-old me. Consenting adults. It's their business. Lol at the, but they're children to me, comment above. A 21-year-old isn't a child. I would say good luck to those men. Why would a 21-yo want to hook up with a 40-yo? Two consenting adults. Depends. I'm 34, my GF is 24. My mom is 20 years younger than my dad. They've been married 35 years. I'm a little over 40. And 21-year-olds look like literal children to me. So I'd be grossed out by the idea of someone my age trying to hook up with one. I think they are emotionally stunted, predatory creeps. As a 40-year-old man I would want nothing to do with it but the beep if I care what two other consulting adults do. The question is, how would those men feel if they had a daughter that age dating a man their age? It's weird. Creepy IMO. I don't see much wrong with it. If the chemistry there, the chemistry is there. The other day I had beep with a 28-year-old and I'm 44. That they are terrible in bed and want someone inexperienced so they don't realize how terrible they are. Creepy and weird. Dude, I am 27 and absolutely would not date a beat 21-year-old. They're children to me. A 40-year-old man doing that is creepy as beef AF. Honestly, being attracted to young adult women doesn't go away no matter what age you are. It isn't the want that is the issue, but what actually goes down when it happens. Context matters. Whatever, as long as it's consensual and legal. I would be judgmental but jealous at the same time. Less weird than dating, honestly, as long as it's fully consensual without complicating factors like power dynamics. Have your fun. From what I've seen and experienced, it's that he's mentally not developed past 20 years old. Himself and a bit of a predator as well. Most men who date out of their age range like this, there's something wrong with them because clearly women their age don't want them. As long as the woman consents, it's not an issue. If everyone is of sound mind and consenting, then I say go for it. Nothing wrong with it. If they're both happy and adults, whose business is it? Why does the thought of two adults hooking up trigger some people so much? Every time I see people hating on it, it just makes me think they're jealous. Because why else would someone hate on something that has absolutely nothing to do with you? You're not being forced to watch it or participate in it, for God's sake. It's weird. Yeah, she's 21 and an adult and it's legal. But it still feels exploitative. Most 21-year-olds don't have the tools or experience to navigate through that situation. I'm a 21-year-old woman dating a 40-year-old man, so I think it's amazing starstruck. Nothing wrong with them wanting to and providing both people consent. Nothing wrong with them actually doing it. Definitely he has half-age crisis. Barf. If they can successfully do it, then I'll have to take notes because I can't even hook up with people my own age and I'm 20. Personally, it's weird to me. But I don't care what others do. That's only half the equation. Though, does the 21-year want to hook up with the 40-year? If so, then it's no one else's business. As long as everyone is of age, who cares? I'm with someone 21 years older. I'd go even older. Life is short, do what you want as long as it's not hurting others or illegal. Both adults. If both are fine with it, it's none of my business. If I were the woman, I'd be careful about it though. The bloke may be fine, but I'd be extremely cautious until I was 100% sure. As an older woman with children in their 20s, creepy as beef. They feel the same thoughts about people who pour milk before cereal. Idgaff. I'm surprised you didn't say 18-year-old girl. As long as it's consenting and legal, it's fine by me. Why do you care? Two consenting adults can do whatever the beat they please. Also, as a 50-year-old, that is happily married and not looking to find somebody, you don't suddenly feel 50. You don't feel like some old person. I have great health, great confidence, and I love talking to strangers. If I was a single man, I would not be chasing ages. But finding a partner, age would be the last thing I thought of, if they were legally an adult. Compatibility would be my first concern. Gross. My husband is 22 years older than me. I was 20 when I met him. He was 42. We've been together for 3 years now. Married for 8 months. Smiling face with hearts. I think as long as you're over 18 and have consent both ways. You do you. Consenting adults, that's all that matters. Other people's consensual beep is neither mine nor your business. I think that's a little odd. But having said that, I got married at 58 to a 40-year-old woman. Later in life, the age difference is less important. I only want women older than me. 2 to 10 years is fine. I can't be with someone younger. I'm 26. Just this year, we've met 2 separate 21-year-old girls who were dating substantially older guys. Their biggest complaint was that the guy's approximately 16-year-old daughters were openly b********* with them. About, you're almost my age. If you get married, I'm not gonna call you my mom. Quote, I think we should start mind out our own business. Nice. It's legal, so why not? It's none of my business. If they're comfortable and happy with the relationship, who am I to say anything? If they're comfortable and happy with the relationship, who are you to say anything? Based on personal experience, I've found that men who date much younger women often do so at least partly because they find them easier to manipulate than women in their own age bracket. I don't know if this is wrong or right for me to think, but I feel like both men and women under the age of 25 to 30 are vulnerable to being manipulated, used and abused without knowing it. Maybe both older men and women should keep their beep paws off. Good on him if he can pull a 21-year. I dated a 32-year-old around 3 years ago. My family thought it was a bit strange as I was 20. Admittedly, I was a bit apprehensive going into it. But he was a nice guy and I liked him. His age didn't matter to me once we started dating. Probably would have felt the same if he was 40. I guess to people outside the relationship it looks somewhat questionable. But if both are consenting adults, then they're hurting no one. And it's no one's business but theirs. If you both like each other, go for it. Thanks for watching. This has been an AutoGenLabs production. That means that this video was created by a robot out of content on Reddit. We show all account names and list them in the description to credit the Redditor community that makes our work possible. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to our channel. We post new videos every day. If you have any suggestions for videos you would like to see, please leave a comment. Our human department for public relations reads all of them, or won't be let out of their cages again. Goodbye.